Hi, everybody. Anish Majumdar here, career coach to the fiercely ambitious. And this is a special message I want to send out to each and every one of you. And if you've got a friend, if you've got a colleague, if you've got a loved one who is experiencing career adversity right now, if they're not sure where they're going, if they're in the midst of a job search, if you just know they're in a rough situation at work and they don't feel empowered enough to make a different move, share this video because I promise you it's going to help them, okay? Because this affects all of us on some degree. Whether you consider yourself an amazing out-of-the-box expert or, just someone who's starting out, or God, the prospect of interviewing for a job just makes you breaks out in hives, just thinking about it. All of us are guilty of this on some extent. It's just a matter of how much. And I want to focus this video on this because if you don't understand this now, you have little hope of survival, let alone success in this particular environment, which is choppier than most, which is harder than most, which has more fear and panic built into it than normal, right? What am I talking about here? It is time that each and every one of us stopped apologizing for the adversity in our lives and in our careers. It's time we stopped trying to be this good student, and we learned the wrong lessons in school along with so many other things, that a mark of success is to be perfect, is to get it all right, right? There's no chinks in the armor. Well, no one believes that, right? First of all, let's call out that elephant in the room. It's BS. Everybody knows it, right? No one gets from perfection to success. Adversity is always a passenger on that ride. Where is it? So we know that in the real world, there is no such thing as perfection. It just does not exist, right? But secondly, the more we ignore, the more we apologize, the more we bend and scrape and try to push away the adversity in our lives, we are also pushing away the value, the credibility, the expertise, and indeed our ability to close offers. It's not either or. It has to be embracing of this struggle. And the challenge, even though it seems very tempting to say, okay, you know what, I'm just going to paper everything over. What I'm going to put out there in the resume, it's perfect. LinkedIn, perfect. The interview questions, perfect, whatever that means. When you go down that road, you are making yourself a generic optional candidate. And boy, oh boy, do we not need that right now. We do not need that right now. When people say we're having a hiring freeze, they don't mean everybody, but they do mean people like that. People who are generic, people who have nothing to show aside from false perfection. Those are the resumes where you look at and it's like 15 different successes, and nothing else there. And you're like, okay, well, great. Does it impress you? Maybe. Does it galvanize you to take action? No. And that's the difference. That's the difference between what we've been taught we should do and what actually works. Being perfect may make you feel good. It may make you say, I'm kind of insecure about putting myself out there on LinkedIn, which is understandable, for example, and I don't feel safe doing that. But if I put this up there, which is basically like PR, and it's great and it's perfect and it's totally, out there, then it's fine. I feel safe with it. It's not the real problem. The real problem for all of us is never to apologize or push away our imperfections, our struggles, our failures. It's to find a way of positioning ourselves that embraces all of that. And if that's not going on right now, I promise you that is one of the, if not the biggest reason why a whole universe of offers is not in front of you. We have to find a way to make peace with it. And why does it make sense? Let's talk about that also for a second here. Why does it make sense to own that? Why does it make sense if you had a rough experience at a past role to call out that in the right way and use that? Why does it make sense if you made bends and twists, or if you had to do a sabbatical to be a parent and really invest in your family? Why does it make sense to integrate all of those pieces and not just hide that, in your work history? I'll give you 3 concrete reasons, okay? 3 ways in which you can use failures, adversity, struggle, getting fired, getting underpaid, getting lowballed, whatever you want. three ways that you can use it. Here's number one. You can use these things to draw a line in the sand. Let me give you an example. It sounds great. I mean, it makes sense for sure. But honestly, we're in tech. You're not in tech. You're in manufacturing, right? So honestly, I don't know. I mean, it sounds good, but I don't know if it's going to work or not. Okay. Yes, I'm not in tech. That's true. Yes, I'm in manufacturing. But that is exactly why this particular approach is going to work. Because I've seen it fail. You guys haven't seen it fail. You guys have never tried to take this outside of the markets that you're familiar with. But as you've told me, the way to grow this company is going to be to do just that. And one of the ways you're going to grow is going to be into this sector, correct? Well, who would you rather have? Someone who has been born and bred in seeing things your way, or someone who has come up in exactly the marketplace you are looking to penetrate, if not now, in the next year, 2, 3, whatever. Because I can tell you, not only do I have the experience, I have the war wounds. 2 years from ago, I was working at Company X. We thought we had all of it figured out. There was the same level of confidence that I'm hearing here in terms of, okay, this is our product, this is how we're going to roll it out, there. And I saw this thing go out into the market and tank. Why? Because it was not playing to the reality of this situation. You don't need another person there. If you snap your fingers, you can find another person there. You need someone who has tried, failed, succeeded, and done it all in the industry that you're going towards. That's how you're going to pivot it towards what actually works. You know that it's not going to work if it's the same old. So I'm drawing a line in the sand. I'm saying, look, that thing that you tried to get me on, right? Not enough industry experience, right? Not enough years there. It's not our industry, just like, oh, well, you don't have 7 years of experience and you only have 6, it's not pertinent, right? But I'm drawing a line in the sand that says, hey, if you think that way, that's you. To draw a line in the sand, in my experience, for what I do as a career coach, my line in the sand is this. If you're one of these lazy, out-of-date career coaches and experts out there who are peddling the same crap right now, here's the perfect resume, here's the perfect LinkedIn, here's the magic hack that didn't work 2 years ago, it's going to work now in the middle of what we have going on. No, you're an enemy. I'm drawing a line in the sand. There's no comparing and contrasting me and someone else. You have to make a decision right now. Are you going to listen to someone who has made his bones figuring out what actually works, and that's all I have behind me? Or do you want the corporate people who never figured that out and are using false flags to try to lure you to wasting more time doing something that's not going to work? Your choice. But now's the moment. Because I not only have the successes, I have the losses. I have the things that didn't work. I have the learning experiences. I have 6 to 7 years of brutal trial and error where I was barely making it alive, me and my family. That's my struggle. Do you think I'm going to be ashamed of that? Or am I going to use that to draw a line in the sand? Okay. So that's one way you can use your struggle, is as a line in the sand. Here's the second one. Okay. As proof of concept. Yeah, this sounds great. It makes sense and all of that. I'm not sure we really need this piece. No. Let me be clear. 4 years ago, one of the biggest disappointments I've ever experienced. I had never been tasked with executing a program launch on this level. We had all the right intentions. We had all of that set. This went wrong. This went wrong. This went wrong. And the reason it went wrong is that in this initial phase, we started bending and twisting and taking out things. Don't judge. What does it matter to you if we take an extra couple of actions, a couple of beats? What? Some minuscule resources? If that means that you don't have to experience what I experienced and my team experienced, which is 3 months in, 5 months in, why didn't we do that? It was on our minds and we eliminated it from our planning processes. Don't do that. Okay? Don't do that. It's going to work in this situation for exactly the same reason why it didn't work in this situation. That's proof of concept. Here's the last one, okay? And it's probably the most powerful one. As a rapport builder. Listen, if you go to a bar right now and you sit down and you start talking about your accomplishments as though you were trying to have a conversation based on a resume, you're going to have a really rough night at that bar, because no one fundamentally wants to listen to that. I'm great. Look at how great I am. This is all great. Maybe rap music is the exception, and I'm guilty. I listen to it too. But in most things, that's not appealing. It doesn't attract people. It doesn't turn people into people who are your allies, who know, like, and trust you. But if you sit there and you tell people about your struggles, you tell them about how much you appreciate being able to run and exercise because you were laid up for 9 months recovering from a medical accident, or if you were experiencing some degree of abundance right now, or even not, but you had a terrible experience at work at your last one that galvanized you and changed the way that you look at that, right? And that's firing it up. Do you think in these cases I'm saying, oh, medical leave, oh, that's a risk? You think I'm saying, oh, things ended badly at this person's job? No. I'm looking at you as a human being, because struggle is what connects us. Adversity is what connects us. That's the thing that has me seeing you as more than just a candidate or a person. It has me seeing you as a true human being who's a flesh and blood human being as much as I am. So if you want to juice your rapport in any conversation, in anything, including and especially hiring, bring up a moment of struggle. Bring up something that was difficult. Bring up something where you had to reinvent yourself, not because, but because you had to. Bring that up and watch how quickly this relationship deepens. So this is my lesson to each and every one of you, okay? Because in this world we live in, right? In this post-corona world that we live in right now, what people need is not perfection. What they need are people who are proud lions and lionesses with the scars to show, wow, they have been in it and they have come through. And they have come through stronger through the fire. This is someone I want. This is someone I want to work with. This is someone I want to learn from. This is someone I want in my life. And this is someone to whom endless offers are extended, if you are willing to go for it. Okay, so that's my lesson. It's time to stop apologizing for your struggle. It's time to own it. It's time to bring it up. And it's time to start using it in these 3 areas in your hiring efforts. It's going to make a transformative difference. And yes, it requires courage. I promise you, as a shy Indian kid, recovering, right? It's worth it. It's really worth it. And if you want to take this concept and this way all the way to its conclusion, and you want to see what is it like to fully land opportunities using a path like this, what would I have to do differently, in terms of how I was coming across, what my brand looked like, right? What the actions that I took, and most importantly, in my heart, how I engaged. I encourage you to go over to helloanish.com right now, HELLOANISH.com. I've loaded up a masterclass there. You can take that at the top of the hour. And it's going to lead you through exactly the 5 shifts that me and my team lead our masterminders through, that gets them vetting offers inside of weeks on their terms at outcomes that they never dreamt was possible, okay? So I encourage you to check that out right now. Be proud of that adversity. Own it. Don't be ashamed of it, all right? I'll talk to you soon.